the skyline, skyline is a fading light. But it seems like the stars ain't never shine so bright.
Well, I've been waiting for a day like this to where the temperatures got down below 32 degrees, and actually yesterday we had an ice storm, and I had the tent up, and I was just hoping it would get cold. I didn't know we'd have an ice storm and schools would be closed and all businesses would be shut down. But this will be even better because I want to show you, you know, if you're out camping and it's going to get cold, or if you're in Texas, where I've seen it actually go from 70 degrees one day to below 30 the next, and 8 inches of snow in a 24-hour period, and that could be not just catastrophic, but that could be absolutely dangerous if you're camping. I want to show you my tent here. It's got ice on it. It's got ice all up here, and so this is not a four-season tent, and I want to talk about that because when you're camping and it could snow, you've got to have, or you need to have a four-season tent, unless you do what I'm going to show you that you should do. One of the things I've always been told and taught, and hopefully you too, is to never run a heater, especially propane, inside your house or your tent or an enclosed environment. And I want to talk about, okay, so when would you, how would you, and what do you need to know to actually be able to heat up your tent? And in this case, use propane. I've got another video where I've shown you how I use the generator down here and an electric heater. But let's say you don't have a generator, and not only do you need to stay warm, but if you've got snow or ice, eventually, if you've got a pole-based tent, it could bend and break and collapse. The good thing about the inflatable tents is once they're warmed back up, you get the snow or ice off of them, then it will basically pop back up and look like this. So I'll show you another video. I think I'll include the video showing this actually packed with snow and where it collapsed it. So anyway, all right, let's go inside and take a look. I want to show you and share with you, how do you actually heat up a tent if you don't have a generator? What's the smart way to do it? And what am I using and what do I recommend? So here we go. All right, so I have the tent set up to test different things. In this case, I wanted to test a propane heater that's actually designed for enclosed spaces, tents, maybe a trailer, maybe a room inside a house. And as you can see, I've got ice on the windows of the tent. Now I have a thermometer outside attached to this ThermoPro and ThermPro, and it's showing that it's 33 degrees outside. I have it on a stand right here. It's wood, so that hopefully the temperature wouldn't affect the or the material would not affect the temperature. So that's right there, and it's showing that okay, now it's gotten up to 34, so it's warmed up. Now what's interesting inside this tent is a poly cotton, and poly cotton is supposed to be the best material for tents because the material itself can actually expand and tighten to keep cold weather out, and actually loosen and become more porous for heat or hot temperatures. So it actually should keep the tent warmer or cooler depending on the ambient temperature outside. So anyway, so it's showing that right now it's 34 degrees outside and 10 degrees warmer inside. And so what we want to do now is use this what's called a Buddy Mr. Heater, and I'm going to turn this on and we're going to fire this up and then see how long it takes to warm this tent up and actually help melt the ice that's on top of the tent, because again, you don't want the heavy weight of snow or ice to collapse your tent if you're camping. Okay, so let's film this. It's now it's gone up at 1 degree. It's 45 degrees inside. It's 36 outside. And so let's turn on this buddy heater here and see how long it takes to actually warm things up. There's the pilot light. It's lit. Now I'm going to move it over to low, and I'm going to move it over to high. Okay, so we've gone just over 14 minutes, and I have to share something with you. Where I had the heater right here, it was getting so hot. Look at the temperature. It was so hot up here, it actually got up to about 185 degrees. I had to move, or I wanted to move the heater down here in the corner of the tent. And it's interesting just how the temperatures change down here. Let's see if I can get to a clear picture here. The floor is about 79 in the back of the tent. 74 on the window, 53 over here in the corner, 47. But up here on the top where the heat really rises, you can see it's 78. Now we do have some sun coming in. We've got some sun today, so that makes it nice. But you can really feel the heater. I mean, this is just blasting heat out of here. Just feels so comfortable. I just couldn't recommend this more if you're going to be camping or somewhere where you need heat. I wish we would have had this, back when we had the Snowmageddon a year ago at this time, when we had no electricity for 7 days and the temperature was in the teens and everything was frozen. But anyway, all right, so we're just over 15 minutes here. Let's take a quick look. Here's the time. Here's the temperature. We're at 58, approaching 60, 38 degrees outside. That hasn't changed much. I didn't think it was going to get that hot that fast, where it was over 150 degrees up here. So I did not have with me any kind of platform or anything to set this on. I do recommend that though. If you're going to have this kind of heater in your tent and use it, I do recommend something that goes under it, a cooler top or anything, something that's not flammable. So I don't recommend a piece of wood, but I do recommend something to put under just to protect your tent floor. This is going to be okay, but I don't have any traffic. I don't have any kids coming through. We don't have furniture in the tent right now. It's not set up for glamping. It's just set up for testing and trying to figure out how long it takes. Does this work? How long does it take? Are we carbon monoxide safe? And so now at 17 and a half minutes, we just hit 60 degrees inside the tent, 38 degrees outside, no carbon monoxide warnings. I mean, it's 60 degrees. It's really toasty in here. It's matter of fact, if we were glamping, I would shut this off at this point. That's another important thing is how or when do you use this? Well, you use it when it's really cold and you want to stay warm. However, I recommend it at in the evening, just as you're getting ready to go to bed, and then shut it off. Don't go to sleep with this on. Although it's safe and tested, I proceed with caution. I don't want anybody sleeping with this heater on, even taking naps in the afternoon. And then, let it get cool at night. Most people like to sleep with it cold. And then in the morning, when you first wake up, turn this on, let it heat up the tent, and then turn it right back on. You want to conserve your propane. Don't burn through it real fast. Don't waste it. because you never know how long or how much you'll need. So be very conservative in your usage. And we're coming up on 20 minutes, and we'll do a quick check over here of the temperature. One more minute. Looks like we're right at 61 degrees. Now this is interesting. It's actually gotten cooler outside. It's now 37 degrees outside. Right over there where the stand is. Another nice thing about these tents now, the way I have it set up, or the way I have it configured, is I don't have any windows on the side of the sun. But when you do set up your tent, be thinking about where you could have your windows. We have, this particular tent has 3 large windows. It has 2 doors. This door is just a panel door, it's not mesh. This is a dual door. It is both mesh or panel. And then 3 large windows. Okay, so let's see right here at 20 minutes. What do we got? We've got it to 63 degrees inside the tent, quite toasty. And the heater is just working so well. Now I've got it set on high. That's another issue, is if you want to just slowly heat up your space, then you might do it on low. It's going to burn less of the propane, but it's not going to get hot as fast. We're at 64 and climbing, and pretty much all the ice has melted off the window here. There's water or moisture on the top. There is no rain fly on these tents, as it's not needed. This particular tent, the material, this polycotton material, has about a 6,000 hydrostatic head. Basically what that means is, of a cylinder of water, how much would it take before it would penetrate this material? Your average tent, such as a Coleman, has about a 500 to 750 hydrostatic head, which means not much water can penetrate. That's why you have to have a rain fly. That's why you have to seal your tent with some sort of liquid sealant. The material and quality of tents coming from Europe, you don't need that. Our REI tents, I've got several REIs. They're rated at about 1,500 hydrostatic head. So it can take a lot more water, moisture, pressure before it would start to leak. So you still have to use a rain fly or some sort of tarp to cover it. These particular tents, you don't. We've been in horrific rainstorms, 2 to 3 inches of rain, no problem whatsoever. And that again allows the tent to, in this case, the poly cotton, that allows the tent to breathe or constrict depending on the temperature. Once you put a tarp or something over a tent and it's summertime, it is going to bake on the inside and just become incredibly uncomfortable. In the wintertime, that's not so bad, but in the summertime when you have to use a tarp, that's not good at all. Okay, so let's check and see how we're doing here. So it's been just about 27 minutes. We've now hit 70 degrees inside this tent. It's actually really hot. This is very warm inside. It's bounces around outside 37, 38 degrees off and on, but inside the tent is beyond toasty warm. It's incredibly comfortable. You know, really take the chill off things. And oh my gosh, it's now at 71. This is a wonderful heater. Now here's a question you have that I have, and I'm gonna have to do some research, is how long does one of these small propane tanks last? I don't know. This particular tank had been used, and I didn't want to start a new tank, but anyway, I'll research that. I'll either have it in comments or I'll try and add it to the video. Please subscribe, share, let me know these are kind of videos that you like, learning about how to heat, how to cool, how to turn your boring camping into intense glamping. And also please use the links. We do get a little bit of compensation for that. It's not much, but it does help pay for the channel. It also helps
us purchase things, because we don't get sponsored. We don't get any of these things free. We buy these tents, the dozen or so tents that I've got. They're expensive. I buy them on my own. That way I'm not trying to tell you, I like things because I get them free, or I'm endorsed, or I make money off the item. That's not how we are structured. It's basically real glampers, campers, testing things, trying things, seeing what we like, seeing what we don't like, and being very honest in our reviews. I will have to say I'm very impressed with this. I want to shout out to our scoutmaster who turned me on to this particular unit. It works amazingly well. I could see camping for a lot of days in very cold weather, as long as I had this and a few propane tanks. We've now hit mall temperature, 72 degrees, and so I'm gonna turn it off. It's getting too hot, and I think we'll probably go to the mall and go shopping. So hope you enjoyed, and please leave your comments and questions, subscribe, share, and let us know these are the things you like to learn about. I hope it again turns your camping intense to intense glamping.
Moonchild, moonchild, staring at the sky. Heaven only knows what you're dreaming of tonight. And the skyline, skyline is a fading light. But it seems like the stars ain't never shine so bright.